And I think we are No! Hello battlers, I hope that you guys are ready to pull the trigger, because today we're going to be opening the Battle Spirits Collaboration Booster, Ultraman, the Inherited Light. We get a promo pack in each box, but we'll leave this for the end. Now let's get started with our very first pack. On the front we can already see Ultraman Trigger there with his circle arms deployed. At the back we have his older self from a different timeline, Ultraman Trigger. And over there you guys can see the first generation Ultraman as well, because other than the Trigger series characters, the past Ultraman are returning as a brand new White Zett, which I am so hyped for, because to be very honest with you guys, I did not really keep up with Trigger because I honestly got bored by I think about 3 to 4 episodes in. Here we go, we are starting with Ultraman Trigger Power type. So as you guys can see, Trigger in combination with the new Tiga cards are going to be a mixed red and blue deck. So we'll put the triggers here, and next up we have a kaiju from the original Ultraman, Bamura, dude! This guy's name is so important because if you happen to be following the new Ultraman manga where humans are fighting in Ultraman suits, and it's also been animated on Netflix as well, this guy's name Bamura is actually used by the original Ultraman in that series for his hidden identity form, which is just so cool, like a reference to his original. And here we have one of the Ultra Brothers, Ultraman Ace. Yes, so since I'm not too into Trigger, I'm much more excited for this new Ultra Brothers white deck and the original Ultra Kaijus appearing as a green deck. Here we have Scavenger. I am not sure what happened to him. Oh, it seems to be a space version of Scavenger to, I guess, fight Kaiju up in space, but it looks like it supports Trigger as well. And of course, this is Nurse Dissei, I think that's the name it's supposed to be, the battleship that Gut Select in Trigger actually rides on. I know that part at least. And this is the alien who's helping them out, our first rare, the Marul, a Metron alien. Very powerful card. The funny thing is that this guy and some of the other cards in this set, because they support cards with Trigger in their name, right? They actually have some weird ass synergy with all of the Kamen Rider double cards because of Luna Trigger, Cyclone Trigger, and Heat Trigger, yeah. So they can somehow interact in that way as well. So I don't know, you could even put some of the double forms in the Trigger deck and just do some weird shenanigans with that. And here we have a purple kaiju, of course, the Space Pirate Barossa. This time it's the fourth one. So in this set, purple is going to be the 3 Giants of Darkness from Trigger, so I guess to differentiate them, we can put them under the Trigger stack. Here we have the Circle Arms as a Brave. Here we go, Ultraman Tiga Sky type. So they are making new versions of Tiga that are also in blue and red, I think, to play together with the Trigger deck. And I think just to kind of pay homage to him as the senior Ultra, I guess he has higher cost and more power in that sense. Here we have, right, what was this guy again? The Alien Dada, right, which we consistently see even in future Ultra series. Megaton Tail, this seems to be Gomora's, a spell for Gomora. And then Ultraman Zett's Red Damage. So even though it's purple, it seems to apply that he's a villain. I'm honestly not sure where this guy comes from or if he's even appeared yet, but this is going to be our rare on the Kaiju side of things. Because red damage, I mean, the word damage implies that this is just normal Zett, but having taken some damage and his eye is blinking. But I mean, since it's purple, I'm assuming it's an evil form that perhaps appeared in Trigger in an episode I didn't watch. This is the Transforming Kaiju Zaragas. Dude, I really want to test out the Kaijus in the green deck. Ultra Brothers, Ultraman Leo. Very cool, dude. There's just something about the original Ultraman, even though I wasn't even born at the time, so I haven't really watched any of their series until Mebius, if you count it in the same timeline, but they're just so cool, man. And here oh, this is Bruton, the 4-dimensional Kaiju. I think this guy, he did some weird distortion in Zett as well, right? That's where I remember him from. Trigger, Sky type. Not a bad design. And yes, this Kaiju, what was it called again? Jamira. Yes, quite a menacing, a ominous, a bit scary kind of design. And I think we are No! Dude! Is it just me with collab booster luck or something? But guys, we have just pulled the double X rare of the set, which I mean, to me, I will consider a greater achievement than pulling a secret or an SP. And this time it's going to be a cheap 2-cost rainbow card featuring 2 very familiar kaiju mascots from the Ultra series. Pigmon and Kanegon. Yes, they're just so iconic, man. Even though I've never actually watched the series with these guys before, but I've seen them definitely in some of the Ultraman games, especially that Kaiju Raising mobile game with like grid-based tactics that was pretty fun for a while. Dude, first that Kamen Rider booster where I got Ichigo and Nigo as a single Grand Walker, and now this time that is so epic. And based on what I am seeing, the coolest part about this card is that he doesn't just fit into the Kaiju deck because these are Kaijus that are friendly. So looking at their effects at a glance, it seems that they support both Ultraman and the original Ultra Kaiju, the new green deck that is in this set as well. That is so awesome. I guess you're kind of like Alex for the deck. Pretty interesting. It has an effect from the hand which basically allows you to pay one core from your trash that is not your soul core by sending it to the void. Then you can instantly summon this guy and immediately end the battle. So it's kind of like a defensive spell which can save your life if that final attack was gonna finish you off. And of course you get this guy out and he can basically act as a green symbol on your next turn as well. So I guess since he counts as, since his symbol does not change color, he will be able to support the Kaijus a bit more than in Ultraman deck. Okay, next pack. But I mean, I guess that makes a bit more sense since they are ultimately Kaiju. Yes, here we have another Special Aircraft number 3 King Joe Storage Custom, but when possessed by Dada. Okay, I see what seems to be, well, that's definitely Beta Smash there. Is this Trigger? So I guess some mess happened during the series. I count this, I don't know where to put this. I'll put him in a different category for now since he's purple whites. Next, Ultraman Trigger, power type for the Trigger deck. Nice! Here we have Dagon, one of the 3 Giants of Darkness, and just look at how freaking cool that artwork is, man. Like, I'm gotta admit, I really love the fact that there are 3 villains in Trigger that kind of represent like rivalries with each of Trigger's types, you know, and Dagon for power type, and they're just so cool and unique in their own way, man. I just love this guy. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll have time to make a match using these cards yet, but I would definitely like to do a Trigger X Tiga versus the 3 Giants of Darkness, and also the original Kaiju versus the original Ultra Brothers. This seems to be a new support card for Zett. King Joe Storage Custom in tank mode. Yep, so this is considered one of those special aircrafts. Ultra Brothers, Ultraman Taro. Is this our rare? Yes, it is, dude. Taro is just, I mean, I think he's the most iconic of the brothers other than the original Ultraman, and his Triumph Beam is so cool, man. And our foil? Is this, oh, it's just a master rare even though it's full art card on the cover of the packs, and it's going to be Ultraman Trigger multi-type as a 3 cost. I assume this is a very useful base engine searcher kind of card for the deck. Okay, very cool. That's not too bad. It's a master rare, but I am just okay, you know what? I guess I should divide the foil, so I will put the master rare here over there. Hey, I know this one. This one is Antler. Yes, this is, I mean, Insect Kaiju, my kind of thing. Ultra Brother Zoffy. Man, he just has to be. I think he has the highest cost among the brothers, and he should because he's like the one with the most experience. If you guys didn't know, in Ultra lore, these like stubs on his chest armor, that's like, those are like combat medals, yeah, for having contributed a lot to the peace on Earth, and he's a 6 cost that can be a Mirage as well. I just love the idea of Zoffy. Dark Zeparian Beam, of course, for Trigger Dark, and Ice Slugger. This is 7's move. Then we have Ultraman Zett's original, okay, red and blue, and we're ending up with the Ultra Brothers Ultraman Jack, also a master rare. Okay, not too bad. Jack's just a bit weird for me because he's essentially just a clone of the... I mean not literally a clone, but in appearance-wise, he has very little to distinguish him from the original Ultraman, so he has never been very memorable to me. Unless you're talking about the Jack from the Netflix or manga Ultraman with all the Ultra suits, then oh man, that guy is a beast. I mean, he has the bulkiest armor that is so cool. Timer Flash, I think for red-blue. Power type we're getting again. We saw this Kaiju already. Hey, here we go. This is the, I guess, the Agile Strategist Hoodlum. Yes. So this is the speed type correspondent of the 3 Giants of Darkness. Ultra Brothers Astra, very nice to see him get a card as well, being acknowledged. And this is, yes, the place where the Giants of Darkness gather. So this is a rare Nexus that can be played as a Mirage, probably a support field spell for the Giants. Okay, Zoffy. This is Golbar. This, I think, is like the classic monster associated with Tiga. And I think he appeared in the first episode of Trigger as well, the Ancient Kaiju. It's Avenger Space, Sky-type, and Kirieroid, yes. I'm not sure if this guy appeared in Trigger because I didn't watch the full thing, but I mean, this guy just always plays a role in some of the shenanigans that happen on the dark side of the Ultra universe. Dude, we're not even done with our first pack, but I think we are starting to see a lot of reprints already. What is this? One of the original Ultra Kaijus, the fearsome Fin Kaiju Jiras. Okay, this is one that's just not familiar to me at all. It's a rare, and followed by what? Oh, this is the evil god Megalozoa second form. So I actually have no idea who this guy is. I only know the name that he is supposedly the final villain of Trigger. So this second form of his is our first X rare. Okay, so it looks like we can potentially make the 3 Giants of Darkness deck. 2 more packs for the first deck. I think it's Chimeria at the end who tries to become a god in the form of Megalozoa or something like that. That's probably how the story goes. Ultra Brothers Ultraman 80. Okay, nice support. Barossa, this is Tiga, Astra, King Joe, Ultraman Zett's Alpha Itch, a second card of him in a rare. And this I will put at the bottom because the White Zett cards, Zett is an archetype by itself that I think you guys might have seen in my previous Ultra Battle Spirits match. Was it Zett versus Kaburagi? Yes, and then these new Ultra Brothers, they're a new one. This is Teres Dawn, right. Now that you mentioned the name, seems very familiar. Ultra Brothers Ultraman Hikari. Okay, so I guess they're going up to Mebius. I'm expecting Mebius as well now then. And of course, the Zeparian Beam by Trigger. Going over here. Well, you can definitely tell that Trigger is like the main emphasis, man. We're getting so many Trigger cards, that's the biggest stack right now. I think Chimeria is probably a... Oh! Ultraman Reboots! Yes, because I think he had one collab episode of Trigger, so he is being sent in as support for that deck as well. Ice Slugger, Dagon. Yes, dude, this is one of the cards I wanted to pull the most. It's a Brave, so also an equip spell, the Brothers Mantle. So this is like, you know, the original Ultra Brothers, when they all gather like All-Stars, they're all wearing this super awesome cape, like... There's just something about it that's so freaking cool, man. The Ultra Mantle, and followed by our second X-Rare Ultraman Tiga Multi-Type. That is awesome. And as red and blue, it's supposed to go into Trigger, but of course as an X-Rare, we can probably put it on the side of the foils first. Ultra Mantle, you get a special slot for being the Ultra Mantle. Okay, moving into the second stack. But we are starting to see a lot of the same cards already. Hope I pull Trigger Dark. Trigger Dark's pretty cool. Glitzer Trigger Eternity. And it's only a rare. Okay. Followed by... Oh, this guy! What is it? Yes, Zetton Alien. Yes, from the original Ultra series. The final boss. Yes, literally the final boss. And... it's just a Master Rare in that sense. Okay, but I think that's good. I like the idea of Grand Walkers being Master Rares because that makes them a bit easier to obtain, which is great because, I mean, nowadays if you're playing a group deck with a Grand Walker, you probably want the Grand Walker in max copies. Yeah, so I kind of like the new system in the collab decks where many of the Grand Walkers, I think if I remember correctly, are just Masters instead of going all the way to X Rares. This is another original Ultra Kaiju Neronga. Oh, it's the one that goes invisible. Now I recognize it. Yeah, because, you know, all these old Kaijus tend to come back from time to time in the newer series. 80. The card diversity doesn't seem to be very big for this. Oh, yes! Yes, I don't know how to translate it fully, but it's Chimera. She's just a rare that is great, so it looks like it'll be quite easy to complete this deck. She can be set as a Mirage as well. The evil mastermind in Trigger, followed by... Oh man, an Ultra Brothers deck would not be complete with this guy. The father of the Ultra Brothers, Ultraman Ken, and it's awesome that he's just a Master Rare, so he's much easier to get as well, and he's just so cool, man, with those two horns that, I mean, they're just really majestic in a sense. I always like Ken more than Ultraman King, yes. Because King looks a bit weird. I mean, I acknowledge his power, but he definitely looks weird. Father, like, Ultraman Ken just looks like he's the legit leader of this civilization of intergalactic warriors. There's something so awesome about that. We still don't have Trigger Dark. Astra. Oh, a new Scavenger. Special Aircraft 1 Scavenger in Scavenger Fight. So I guess it's just a advanced mode. Followed by... Oh, dude. Mephilas, right? Mephilas Alien. Dude. This guy is one of the kaijus with the most awesome design. Like, if you think back, right, that these guys actually came out all the way back then, before we even got all of our Heisei stuff, and they were coming up with designs as awesome as this back then already. It just really makes you think, man, humanity's imagination is quite amazing, right? Dude, this is such a fitting guy for the X-Rare for the Kaiju deck. Dude, I love that. He's going up here. And like, you know, just to make him face off with the Brothers Mantle. And I mean, recently he's been playing a pretty big role in the recent events of the Ultraman manga as well, although I think his arc just ended, if I'm not wrong. Oh, there we go, this is Evil Trigger. So I was a bit surprised this at first because I thought there was only Evil Tiga, whereas Trigger has Trigger Dark. But apparently this guy hasn't even appeared in the show yet. He's gonna appear in like Episode Zett, which I think, I'm not sure if it's a movie or a new like short series that's gonna be appearing soon. That's our rare, followed by Baltan. Baltan, we of course need to have Baltan. Yes, the Space Ninja Alien Baltan as a master rare, dude. I mean, this, even if you don't know Ultraman, I think many people would still be able to recognize the design of this monster. It's super iconic. Let's put him up with Mephilas at the top over there. And carry on with our last few packs. Dude, I did not expect this pack opening to be so fun. Thanks to watching so much of the new recent Ultra, even though I never watched the original first Ultraman, I think I now can recognize a lot of their past kaijus. Dada! Hey, Red King! Red King, right? Yes, the second Red King. There's a first one that's even before the original Ultra. That's interesting to know. Okay, just 3 packs left. Timer Flash, there we go with Bemula again, Tiga Power type, Megaton Tail, Hikari. Wait a minute, who is that I see over there? Ultra Brothers, Ultra 7. Of course, we need to get this guy. Wait a minute, have we... Oh, of course we definitely haven't completed the Brothers, because while I think we have most of them, we are most definitely missing the original Ultraman himself, which I believe is an X-Rare from my past research. Currently we have 3 X-Rares already, so it's probably very unlikely that we'll still be able to pull him now, but you know what, let's just carry on and see. Dagon, Glitzer Tiga, okay, the second version of this card. I think the original was probably an X-Rare, a finisher level card. And here we go, this is our final pack of the Inherited Lights. I think maybe it'll just be one last master in here. Haven't been keeping track of our total number of masters. AT, Golbar, Hikari, Zeparian Beam Trigger. This is a rare and I still feel 1 card behind, which means we've still got 1 final foil, which is going to be... Oh, that is not bad. That is not bad at all. Ultra Brothers, Ultraman Mebius. Dude, this guy... Yeah, man, I mean, for anybody growing up in the Heisei period, this guy is really, I feel like he's really our link to the original Ultra series, because when I was young, you know, it was firstly the Tiga, Dyna, Gaia, Cosmos, the generation that's not part of the original timeline. Then suddenly it comes to this really cool guy with the cool blade, that's Mebius, and then suddenly all the old Ultras are coming back. There's that mentorship, there's that linking up of the whole story and world building. Mebius is just so iconic and meaningful to someone who's been watching Ultraman since a kid like me, man. That is not a bad final master to pull it all. So ultimately, this is the very nice selection of foils we've pulled. I'm very happy with the double X pull, but to be very honest, I kind of feel bad about not being able to pull a Kaiju SP because they come in that black silhouette artwork that we used to get in the original Ultraman episodes that comes with like the episode title. Yeah, definitely for the Kaijus. The Ultra SPs I'm not too hyped about because they're usually just a flying pose after they transform, which doesn't look that great on card. Anyway, let us take a look at our final promo pack foil, which is going to... Well, we didn't manage to pull the original Ultraman, but at least we got it here. A revival version of Burst Wall, but with a special artwork featuring the original Ultraman creating his defensive wall of light. And I'm not sure how much you guys can see. Do you see like these whirlpools in the artwork? There is so much texture going to this here that is really reminiscent of like the original Ultraman. Like with all the episode titles, there was like this wavy animation that weaves the words in. It really fits that vibe. Anyways, this was a really fun box to open. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. Let me know what you guys think about these cards in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more Battle Spirits and Ultraman related videos. And with that, hope to see you guys in the next Battle Spirits video.